Hi everybody. Hopefully this is a quick update to show you the maintenance side of the Z21. I was asked to show how to change the IP address of the Z21 interface box. This is the Z21 interface box, not the router that come with it. But I will show you the configuration page of the router also. So hopefully this won't be too technical. I'll try and keep it as non-technical as I can. What I will stress at this point, and hopefully I'll remember to stress at the end as well, you must really know what you're doing before you change IP addresses of your router or your Z21 interface box and your clients. By clients I mean your tablet or your iPhone or your Android phone. You need to know how to alter IP addresses, although the router can issue an IP address, and I'll explain what that means in a minute. But anyway, to get started, let's have a look at the router. Now the router, I'm moving my mouse by the way, and I'm not too sure whether the screen software captures it. But I think on a previous video I noticed that the mouse movements on my screen is not represented on the screen capture software. So hopefully you should be able to see the icons in the center, and you've got TP-Link router. Now that's the router that came with the Z21. If I run that, it comes on with the logon page. Now in the manual it tells you that the username is admin. The password is also admin, which I advise you change. The changing the password here to log on to the router does not interfere with your Z21 at all. This is just to gain access to the router itself. So if I type in admin again, and I'm going to all the information you see today I will be changing, because I have specific IP addresses and usernames and passwords and so on. So this is just all the default. So if I now log on, that's the screen for the router. Again, this is the router that comes with the Z21. This is the status page. At the bottom you'll see WAN port is unplugged. That just means it's not connected to the internet. Here you'll see the LAN, which is local area network, which is your network, your home network, your home router, your home laptops, your home computers, your mobiles, your box just popped up, let's get rid of that. Anything on your network is called a local area network, so it's local to you. The IP address there is, I've changed it from the default. Now the default is 192.168.0.1. Most routers these days that you get from your ISP is normally 192.168.1.1. I think Sky do the 192.168.0.1. I think Sky routers are built like that. But so is this TP-Link. The subnet means here your network is subdivided. You can either have one large network or multiple networks. There is a way of bridging across these subnets, but I won't go into that, it's too boring. That 255.255.255.0 is the default for what's called a Class C network. I won't go into detail of what that means, but it means those digits, three sets of digits rather, 255, 255, 255, the 3 digits in your IP address, I can highlight it, on all your devices must be the same. You've got to be the same. This 200 can be anything you like, from 1 to 254. You can get 255, but that's really restricted for something else, and you can't really have 0. So you can change that 200 to wherever. You can't have the same number on 2 devices because you'll get a conflict. And the reason I've changed this is just to show you because I'm looking at this via my computer, my home computer, and I'm going through my home router to the TP-Link router to show you its configuration. Because if you change the IP address of your Z21 interface box, if you want to use this router, you have to change this address to match. If anybody needs me to explain a specific point, I can do it. If you send me a private message, I can explain things specifically for a particular point. With any device, if you click on System Tools, Firmware Upgrade, there are updates available at TP-Link's website for the firmware. You just need to make sure you're selecting the right router, which is top right of the screen. Again, I don't think my mouse will show, but hopefully if I highlight something it will show. And that's the router. It's also on the bottom of your router. If you go to TP-Link's website, you look at the firmware versions to see whether or not there is an update for it. There probably isn't, because I think these routers, although they come with new Z21s, are fairly old. When I say fairly old, probably about 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old, thereabouts. So you might find that your firmware is up to date. You can also back up. So if you want to, before you make any changes to your router, back it up. Should you make mistakes, you can put the original file back in. Also, you still got the option of resetting your router back to factory default. Should you make a mess of things and you want to get right back to the very beginning, because you can do that with the Z21 and you can do it with the router. So that's the router. That's the router's interface page. I will be changing all this for my own needs, because when I use my Z21, I won't be connecting it via my home router, because my home router, my layout will probably be two different places. If I'm doing a lot of work at my bench, for example, I can connect it to my home router, so the Z21 will be on my desk, but I'm not using the Z21's supplied router. It's just surplus to requirements then, so I'll use my home router to connect to the Z21 to connect to locos that are on a programming track, for example. Again, if you need specific information, please let me know. So if I close this down, the Z21, by the way, no, let me show you the Z21 maintenance manual. The Z21 also comes with a maintenance application. If it doesn't, then you can go to Roku Z21 website and download it, and I'll show you that in a minute. But if I go to use a maintenance tool, again, that's the IP address I've given, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Given to the Z21, the default, and all I've changed is the 1 from 0, and that is to match my setup at my home router, which that's just the basic setup. I won't go into what my IP addresses are, because I don't really want to, but these are the defaults. So if your home router is 192.168.1.1, then you need to change the 0 to 1. If you've got Sky, for example, and that's your home router is 0 there, then you just leave it. The 111 is the Z21's given IP address by the manufacturer. Then that's built into the Z21. That address you can see on the screen now, 192.168.0.111. If, for example, going back to the router, if I go back to the Z21 router, let me just quickly get rid of that. Let me just quickly show you something. I need to log on again. Should have shown you this at the beginning. DHCP, which you can see here, hopefully. Click on that. DHCP settings. DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Control Protocol. What it means, it automatically assigns your mobile phone, your mobile phone, your tablet, or whatever, a unique IP address. Because again, every device on the internet, on your home network, needs an IP address. Which is probably why, if you've noticed, if you connect to your router via your app, by the application on your phone or your tablet, you can automatically connect to it. And the reason for that is that this DHCP part of the T-Link is automatically giving your device an IP address. Now it starts from one. Again, I've changed the 1 from 0 rather to a 1. It's normally 0. That number 1 there. That number 1 is normally a 0. Factory default 0. Same with the end IP address. So what it's saying is I'm going to automatically issue any device that wants to connect to me an address, an IP address of 192.168.1.100. If a second device connects, it'll change that 100 to 101. Third device, 102, and so on, all the way up to 199, and it'll stop. You won't have that many devices on your home network. And that's what that's doing. It's giving your mobile phone or your tablet, or whatever device you're using, automatically a unique IP address, and also the address of the router. And again, in this case, I've changed it. It's normally 192.168.0.1. That's the de facto default of your TP-Link router that came with your Z21. But I just wanted to just quickly show you that, and that's how you're able to connect your device, because it's automatically given an IP address from this range. Okay, let's go back to the maintenance manual, maintenance software. So, if I want to directly change information on the Z21, I connect to it. When you know you've connected to it, it comes up, the icon comes up there, representing your Z21. I'm not going to go through all this information because I don't fully understand it yet. I had a Z21 over 12 months ago. I sold it, and I really thought, well, I shouldn't have sold it really. And hence why I bought another one, because I've decided to sell my ECOS. So the only thing that I'll show you is a couple of things, by the way, is firstly the IP address. Right, you'll find if you click on, if you want to change the IP address of your Z21 to match your home router, again you'll first need to know your home router's address. Again, the default for my ISP is 192.168.1.1. That's the default address of my home router. Now I couldn't change the TP router. to 1 because it would conflict with my home router. So that's why I've changed it, left it at 111. You'll see here the factory default of your TP link is 192.168.0.111. The subnet mask is the same. Default gateway is the same as the router address, and that's what I've changed it to. To change it to match your home router, again, you have to make sure you're giving it a unique IP address so no other device on your network has got it. Just click accept. It tells you, are you sure, and just click yes, and then it allows you to change it. And then all you do then is write the information. Once you've done that, you can then plug your Z21 into your home router and connect to it the same way I have. Again, these are the factory defaults here. To the right, again, I don't think my mouse move points is showing on the screen capture, but to the right here, where it's got accept, and then you've got lots of numbers. They're the ones I changed to match my home router. That is my home router. Default gate, the standard gateway is the current IP address of my home router, which it needs to be able to find it. And that, with your engine 111, is the default address of the Z21. So that's that. If I just go to settings, an interesting point, which may need confirmation, but I think it's correct. People are having issues with the Z21, and there's four points you need to add to an address of a turnout controller, points motor. There's this here, where it's got DCC turnout address shift +4. It fixes the issue. You put a tick in that. It fixes the issue where it will start from 1 instead of having to add +4 to the address of your point motors. I'm 100%, not 100%, I'm 99% sure that's correct. Fixes turnout address incompatible between, let's read that again, between, come back up, between different DCC systems. And I do see it seems a coincidence that people are having problems with 4 bits that need to be added to the address. Now, I believe that resolves that. So just put a tick in there, and then write. Now, I haven't touched any other settings, but there's lots of settings where you can program CVs, program decoders, firmware update. Now, this router came with version 1.27. Now, if I click update, it automatically goes and finds the current one. Now, what is strange is the first time I did this, it found 1.30. The second time I done it, so I could show you this, it changed it to 1.29. If I click update, it tells me the update's is completely successful because I haven't found one. So there are, I think, slight anomalies. Why did it come up? If you go to TP Link's the Z21 maintenance website, you'll find the current firmware is 1.3. Excuse me, which is what I changed it to yesterday. Now it's 1.29. Now that may just be a hell of a coincidence that the Z21 people have found the error with the software updates is with 1.3, so they've changed it to 1.29. So it just seems strange that why yesterday was it 1.30 and now it's 1.29. So yeah, my advice again, if you want to connect your Z21 to your home network, they'd have to be in the same vicinity as your layout. So you can connect to your Z21 via your app on your phone. Then I don't see the point of connecting the Z21 to your home network, because one could be in the attic and the other one could be downstairs. What I would suggest you may well look at is possibly looking at changing the IP addresses. Because it's Wi-Fi, your TP-Link, are you open to hackers? You'd have to be really unlucky for a hacker to find your TP. You'd have to be sitting outside because you're not on the internet. But any changes you make to your Z21 using the maintenance tool, you can't do this, by the way, by any other means. You can't do it via the app. You can only do it via the maintenance tool. But if you're going to make any changes, you must really understand what you're doing, what it is you're changing. Because if whatever you change on your Z21 or your home router, it needs to be reflected in your clients. When I say clients, I mean your phone or your tablet. For Windows users, there's a nice piece of software that emulates an Android to allow you to run the Z21 apps. Mark at Western Centurion is going to do a video on that, so I won't bore you with that or step on Mark's toes. Now, I apologise, I think this video may well have been too long. Yeah, I might have tried to cover too much. If you need any help, anything specific, before you change anything, please ask. If you're confident, go ahead and do it. But I'll probably change all these back to the defaults, change that to 0. The default gateway will be 0 again. These are all the gateways of the router, the TP-Link router. So yeah, that's it. Sorry for the length of this video. Bye for now.